there's a huge interest in food sovereignty. There's a huge interest in growing food as a community, and um, I think that while like Glory Gardens and Sprout Lola and other organizations are doing that work, um, you know, there's there's more work to be done, and um, collaboration is definitely necessary to be able to respond to that call for support in pursuing food sovereignty. So I'll start off by saying food injustice, or that like referring to the exploitation itself, is a more accurate way of describing it because it puts the appropriate amount of responsibility on the party that is not the person being victimized or the person that is experiencing the exploitation. Our culture here in New Orleans is actually founded upon black and indigenous people producing food and what the fruit of that. One of my favorite stories is how the Honorable Leah Chase would sneak and go forage pepper grass and other things. And she would have to sneak and do it because her mother would be ashamed of foraging because she wanted people to think that they were modern and, had the financial capacity to not have to forage, to be able to go to the grocery store and the market. Um, but she would go and forage pepper grass, and until she passed on, she used pepper grass in one of my favorite dishes, gumbo's herbs. You know, um, and so now when I make gumbo's herbs, I use pepper grass. And when people see me picking it in my backyard, like, "Oh, you need help with that weed?" The grass man will drive by. "You need help with that?" "No, baby, I'm good." So when it comes to the culture and the history of conservation in New Orleans, up until very recently, there was there was always someone in the neighborhood who grew food or who had a garden, you know, with the understanding that they were attracting wildlife, that they were benefiting the ecosystem to some extent. Um, and it wasn't just a benefit for the environment, it was a benefit for the community. It drew people to people's front porch or backyard. It drew children to elders. It was a space where um, you would see more family gatherings and community gatherings that were really informal but still really important.